testosterone, we have a problem.
This is Outside the Manosphere, where two guys grow their bromance,
non-toxic bromance,
their non-toxic bromance, by exploring masculinity, manosphere culture, and joy in the stupidest timeline.
Join us.
I didn't know you were a Beyonder.
I was, yeah. When I was in college, I worked there for a couple of years, and I wouldn't recommend it.
Look at us manly people. You worked at Bed Bath & Beyond. I was Victoria's Secret guy.
Dude, and I learned a lot from that place. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I know about cookware. I know about, like, cutting utensils, and, like, I learned a lot from that place.
And I am second to none on panty trivia.
Yeah. Welcome to Outside the Manosphere. My name is Carlos.
And I'm Skip.
Today, Skip is in Ireland, and so we're going to keep this to just a news episode. So I'd like to know, Skip, I know you've been busy this week and you haven't really been plugged in, but what, you got any news items?
Yeah, well, I saw something just earlier this afternoon about evangelical preachers preaching to planes full of people when they're trapped there. Which
they're trapped there.
Which just sounds like the absolute worst to me. It feels like it should be illegal.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Captive audience. They can't go anywhere.
There's literally a quote from somebody, one of these people that's doing this, that says, "I just love a captive audience."
That's funny.
And so Jess and I were talking about this, and she was like, "I would just start singing Backstreet Boys as loud as I could, because everybody knows the words to some of their songs.
Right,
I want it that way, and like just kind of try and drown them out." And she was like, "And I wouldn't be doing anything wrong, because my first instinct would be like, I just want a minute of your time to talk about Satan and the great spaghetti, the flying spaghetti monster." You know, like.
I would let him finish and then be like, "Okay, you've heard one side. Now let's talk about Satan."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So are these commercial flights or what? Like what?
Yeah, they're commercial flights. They're
Okay.
commercial flights where they're like getting up and talking to people that are trapped. I think I'd rather sit next to a farter. I don't know about you. Like on the grand like scheme of like plane behaviors, I know people have a lot of like some people are like, you know, I hate people that recline. I hate people that take off their shoes, like whatever. But like, I think for me, farters are the worst. I've been trapped like behind, I mean, not to stereotype, but like a big like Middle Eastern guy that just was letting it rip the entire flight, and it was not pleasant whatsoever. It was like almost confrontational feelings inside of you where you're just like, come on, man. Like, you know, everybody knows this is you. Like
That's funny. Maybe he had no
kind of
control.
can figure out, maybe he did. I think he probably just didn't care.
Yeah.
But like, you know how you can kind of like, you can kind of tell who it is after a while. You're like,
well, there's definitely some profiling there. Like, this a big hairy dude. It's probably him. But you know, little dainty people also let him rip as well.
I know, but I just like, you can kind of match certain smells to certain people. You know, like, like I know there's a certain scent to a lady fart that I know. And there's a certain scent to, like, this is obviously not a human, but dogs have a certain, like, you know, a dog fart when you smell a dog fart.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
like, there's different farts. And like,
there's different flavors, yes.
Yeah, and you can kind of look around, you can see the reaction, you can see how people are moving. You know, if the guy's leaning over a lot, you know, he's the one. But in any case, I wanted to get, like, your take on this, because, like, I think... Because I can, you know, like take some chapstick and like I'll rub it on the inside of my nose if something smells real bad.
That's a good idea, sure.
Yeah. Oh, I used to have to do that. Like there was a guy in one of my classes in college that just smelled so bad. And I'd have like this mint chapstick and I'd rub it on the inside of my nostrils like I was doing a fucking autopsy because it was because I would have vomited. I would have just vomited in class. And like, you know, you learn to sit further away, but like sometimes you just get trapped for a period. and you're like in there for an hour. So yeah, I don't know. What do you we got way off track with the smells, but what do you think about this whole preaching thing?
I want to go right back to the smells for a second here because you reminded me when I was in paramedic school, like I was among very, very, very young people studying the same information I was. And some of these it was always boys, some of these young boys, like 18, 19 years old, we'd be leaning in close talking about something. And you can just tell that they hadn't brushed their teeth that morning.
Oh yeah.
And there were a couple times where I was like, I think I'm going to pass out. Like it stinks so bad. Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't want to embarrass them and I don't want to be rude. Although it's quite rude not to brush your teeth and then like lean in and talk into someone's face. But like,
agreed.
As young people, like they just I guess they haven't figured it out yet. But anyway, yeah, I've had a few of those. So going back to your original question, though, I think I would prefer a sermon to a farter because I get greatly offended by internal smells that are external, and to the point where like I think I'm going to have an asthma attack or something. I don't have asthma, but I feel like my throat's closing because it's like stop breathing this toxic material into your body. So
yeah.
But as far as the sermon goes, when I was a younger person, I think I would have been super offended by that. I don't know that I would. I think it would be inappropriate, very inappropriate. How angry I would be, I don't know that I would be super pissed off about it. I would kind of be like an eye roll sort of thing. Like, come on, man, what are you doing? Like, this is why no one likes you. But I can also see why it would be super offensive to somebody with strong beliefs in something other than whatever's being sermonized. So yeah, I'm surprised that's even allowed on a flight because I mean, why not just rant about anything? If I stood up and started like shouting, I guess not shouting, but if I stood up and started like talking about I don't know, racial views or something like that, or racist views. Like I feel like that would be tamped down right away.
No, it's like the forcing people to listen to you in a trapped situation.
Right.
Thing,
right.
That's the thing. That's the.
Is this like a common thing? Is this something that's been going around? Or
it's like an upcoming thing. Like evangelicals are starting to start this movement of people doing this and pushing it. Yeah.
I look forward to my first experience with that, actually.
Yeah.
See what that's like.
Yeah. Just awful. Pushing your views on other people in a trapped, like it's kind of bad enough in public, but like in a trapped situation just feels, it tells you so much about the person that they're just gross people. They're just gross people that are forcing themselves. Like they're just forcing themselves on other people.
So this isn't a defense of that behavior, but like I think their defense or their rationale is like, yeah, I know you don't like what I'm doing right now, but this is for your own good. Like I know that this is going to help you in the long run if you'll only listen. That this is going to help you, and they know that they're being stinkers, and they know that it's unwelcome for a lot of the audience. But that's okay because they're doing something that's to benefit them if they would only like open themselves to the concept. You know what I mean? So I don't know that it's.
I don't know, man. That sounds like democratic socialism to me, man.
Yeah. If you would just let me help you.
Like, yeah, if that was their argument and they actually lived their life by that,
right,
where it was actually helping other people, because they're not helping anyone. They're not like, okay, you think you're going to bring me to the kingdom of God or anything, but like people are suffering now that you could help, and your political views are basically fuck them for most of these evangelicals. So like you deal with the shit that you're actually doing in life, then maybe you will have a good argument for trying to help people. But like, I don't know. It's too inconsistent. It's just like hypocritical, I think.
I think somebody who's giving a sermon on a jumbo jet doesn't have that wider view of how things are to actually realize the hypocrisy of it all. You got any other news?
No, that was it. Well, there's an eclipse tonight, and I think I might try. So it's a 95% eclipse where I'm at in Dublin. Okay. So I may try and make something to view the eclipse, so I'm not doing a Trump and looking directly at the fucking sun like an idiot.
I was going to say, if you can find binoculars. Just look right, get a real good look at it.
Yeah.
It's a partial eclipse here, and I think like in Spain and Portugal, it's like a full eclipse. That there's
Yeah. There are places where it's a full eclipse, but here it's like 94.5%, which is pretty good. I can live with that.
Yeah, you're not going to notice the difference. It'll just be dark. You won't notice the difference.
Be real fun.
There's also going to be the meteor shower, I think peak meteor shower. I'm assuming it's in that neck of the woods as well, but there should be one going on as well.
All these celestial events.
Yeah, well, also, and what I saw online this morning was apparently that you could see, like, at least in New Brunswick, you could see right at dawn. I don't know if 6 of the 8 planets aligned, like in a straight line down the eastern horizon. Cool. So yeah, there was a lot going on in the sky today.
It is the end times. I must preach to you. Yeah.
Anyway, check for a meteor shower as it gets dark. You might see some action there. I'm assuming it'll be there as well.
I'll shock it out.
So I asked you before we started recording, about the Trump plane decoy. And I have something to add to that too that isn't in the news, but I wonder.
I don't know anything about it, so tell me about it.
So do you remember it's all over the New York Times right now? And again, once we release this, it'll be a week later. But do you remember when he flew the Qatari Gift Air Force One to?
I sure
Turkey?
do.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to ride back."
Yeah.
He said he's going to ride back on the original Air Force One for old time's sake, and they're going to let the Qatari one go, I don't know, somewhere else so that like the troops can see it or whatever. And everyone was like, well, that doesn't sound like Trump, that he wants to ride the old, quote unquote, shitty Air Force
for old time's sake.
Yeah.
That old sentimental Trump.
Yeah. So he flew to Turkey in the new one, flew to the UK in the old one from Turkey, and then flew back to the States in the old one, I think. Or maybe the new one back to the States. I don't know what. But as it turns out, the real reason why he flew in the old one was because there was a credible threat from Iran that they were going to, shoot him out of the sky. And the Qatari jet wasn't equipped for anti-missiles or whatever.
Yeah, because they built it like they built his properties with cutting all the corners and not paying everyone. And
I'm sure it's a fine plane, but it wasn't it's not equipped as a defense. Yeah, it's not a defense plane. You know what I mean? Which is what Air Force One is. So what happened was they've uncovered that the whole thing was a ruse. So he was under threat, and rather than saying, okay, we got to take the safer plane, what he did was he boarded
the
Air Force One. No, the old one in Turkey, which is what they said they were going to do.
Yeah.
He boarded the old one, went out the back, and then boarded a catering truck. I'm assuming in the passenger seat. I don't know, but maybe in the back. This is not me making shit up. This is not gossipy news. This is all verified. Got into on the tarmac, got into a catering truck, was spirited away, I believe, onto a alternate jet, military jet or whatever. They flew him to the UK. Meanwhile, the reporters on Air Force One were told to pull the shades, so they didn't see him exiting the plane.
Yeah,
and they acted as unwilling decoys to whatever threat was posed towards the president. When both planes got to the UK, they put him in a container ship, like a catering container, that you ship overseas, from China. Raised it up on a scissor lift. Attached it to the plane. He got into the plane, went away, and then he climbed out of the plane as if he'd been on Air Force One the whole time. And that was this big decoy for. I guess sure that it was he was under threat of assassination, but there's just something gross about it that nobody knew about it. The reporters were all in danger. The staff on Air Force One were all in danger, unbeknownst to them. There's always danger of doing that kind of thing internationally. But I just think it's really funny. The balls to just lie and create this huge thing. He could have probably had.
I can't believe that Trump would have the balls to lie.
He could have had a very safe military escort from Turkey to the UK, but I think it would have been a show of weakness. And rather than all that, there was just this whole pony show of normalcy. The other Trump decoy thing that I haven't heard anything. This is my own personal theory. I was watching Jimmy Kimmel. This is several weeks ago. And they cut to a clip of Trump being interviewed, or maybe it was The Daily Show. I don't know what, but they cut to a clip of Trump being interviewed on the tarmac of somewhere. And there was a man in the background that just kind of wandered onto the frame of the shot. And that was the joke. They were like, "Oh, what's this guy doing? He's wandering around." And that was the joke, and they moved on. But and I wish I could find it because I can't. I don't know what day it was. I don't know anything. But the dude that wandered onto the shot looked exactly like Trump. Like his posture looked like Trump. His hair looked like Trump. His body type looked like Trump. And it occurred to me, like, is this like a Saddam Hussein-esque like decoy? Like, does he have lookalikes around him? I don't know. Because the odds of that
they're also affected with dementia.
Yeah. But the odds of a man kind of wandering onto a shot that looks just like Trump, and I mean, like it was striking. He looked strikingly similar to Trump. Yeah, I wonder if Trump's got some like decoy people, like shoot at him, don't shoot me, shoot this guy. Because Saddam Hussein had the same thing. They were like mustachioed men all around him.
He does like that dictator shit. He likes all that stuff. So I wouldn't put it past him.
So another news item I've got is, again, this is another reporting from the New York Times, that the U.S. munitions are running dangerously low, which is bad in and of itself. But, and it really, I guess, to be fair, the munitions aren't so low so much as the anti-aircraft munitions are running low. So like, or anti-missile defense are running low. So if there's like a missile flying towards a target, it's like bullet hitting bullet. You can shoot it out of the sky with your smart missiles. We've used so many of those in Ukraine. We've used so many of those against Iran, and they're extraordinarily expensive, and it takes a long time for them to be built because there's a lot of components to them, like 2 years apparently to build one missile. And we're running really, really low on those. What do you think of that?
I think that it is not surprising given the toddler that we have in charge of the military and the toddler above him that is in charge of the free world. I think it's not surprising that they ate all the marshmallows on the plate immediately.
They're like, marshmallow now.
Yeah, I don't know if you know like the marshmallow test that I'm referring to.
Yeah, I do, but explain it.
So it's an old thing, and it's not like the highest standard of scientific research certainly anymore, but like it used to be this test for kids about like you'd put a marshmallow on a table in front of them and be like, you can have this marshmallow now, or if you wait, you can have 2 marshmallows in 15 minutes. And it was just like this test of like intelligence and forethought and stuff, and it doesn't actually mean anything in the end.
Well, it does. Go on.
No, like there's been further research, but kids would just, they couldn't wait. They'd eat the marshmallow, man. Like they couldn't think ahead. They didn't have that part of their brain that was like, I want 2 of these. Yeah. So maybe you'll have more insight into this because from what I gathered, that they followed the lives of a lot of these children during the study, and the ones that actually had the patience to not eat that first marshmallow and wait for the second one proved to be more academically successful, financially successful. And like I said, maybe you've seen the studies furthering that. I don't know, that dismissed it all. I don't know, but it did matter. I mean, at least from what I've seen. Yeah. No, the original. So I've looked it up. I've looked at some things. So the original, it takes place at the age of 4 usually, and the core claim is that if a child can withstand eating the marshmallow for a while to get 2 marshmallows later.
Observed from a distance, they're alone with that marshmallow on that plate.
Yeah. They're alone for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Then later on, it's a long time for a kid. Then later on in life, they tend to do better. But this has been challenged. It's not like totally refuted or anything. But there's also been like things that say that a modern examination showed that even like holding out for 20 seconds showed about the same predictive level as 15 minutes. Okay. So like it doesn't need to be 15. Like there's just kind of like an ability to kind of like connect your actions and your consequences. And what I was referring to is that we've got a bunch of people in power that would not pass the marshmallow test.
we got a bunch of one marshmallow guys in power right now.
Also, I think I found that video if you want to look at it.
Of the doppelganger?
Yes. This has got to be what you were talking about.
Yeah, it is.
Now, having seen it, because I hadn't seen it when you, like seeing the guy like totter around back there, that's got to be a backup Trump.
It's got to be, right? Like, he looks exactly fucking like him. The way he's wandering around. Yeah. That's wild to me, man, that there's like somebody whose job it is to be shot, essentially. Like,
yeah. I don't think that's a one-off in presidential history or anything, though.
Is it not? I hadn't heard it. It's just for some reason, it's even more like gross that it's coming out of Trump. Who else are you aware of?
I think it's actually like pretty common.
Is it really? Oh, man.
Stalin used it. Saddam Hussein, as you said.
I knew Stalin did,
yeah. So there have been a lot of denials about people doing it. Yeah, I don't have anything, but I think that's like not a super crazy uncommon thing to have like somebody that looks vaguely like the president to be a body double, but maybe that's just from movies and stuff. Definitely dictators have used it for a long time.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's not a surprising thing, but I guess I associate it more with dictators. I mean, like you said, Stalin and Saddam Hussein.
But generally, you want to be smart enough to not let them wander around behind you on national television, because that kind of gives away the game. Like, but this is the Marshmallow Crew, so
don't shoot the blue tie, hit the red. Yeah, that's what that is. So going back to U.S. munitions, though, any thoughts on why that's a negative thing, that we might be out of bullets?
Well, we haven't been real friendly to the rest of the world. And
Canada's coming down. Yeah, Canada's
coming down. The Greenlanders are going to invade us. No, it's just like there are people out there like Putin, who's basically, a dog at a picnic. And if he sees like a sausage within reach, he's gonna try and grab it. And like there are just world powers that see this as weakness. And like I've never been somebody that like said we need this ridiculous gigantic military that's like bigger than the next 13 countries combined or anything like that. I think, but we do also see like other countries are starting to ramp up their arsenals because we've been so warlike. And this is just kind of like this vicious cycle. And if we're starting this vicious cycle and also depleting any ability to like deter it in the future, it's just kind of like, man, it's so foreseeable. It's like they set up a circle of rakes around themselves. And then they were like, all right, let's get out of here. And they're just walking into rakes all day long.
Well, I mean, I kind of associate it with like, I mean, if the U.S., which it's traditionally been kind of like the police force, or at least the security of the world, just as a threat.
Right.
But
it's the Monroe Doctrine, right? About like the whole Western Hemisphere was our area to police.
Yeah. Well, but it's no longer just the Western, right? Because we're over there like policing Taiwan. Not policing Taiwan.
I think it's actually the Trump corollary now to the Monroe Doctrine.
The Donroe Doctrine.
Yeah, the Donroe Doctrine.
So I kind of regard it as like if you have a bunch of teenagers in a store and the security guard is being held up with some other matter. Well, hey, no one, who's gonna stop us from stealing stuff? Because the one person that's gonna do anything about it is like spinning plates right now. He's got too many things going on. So
sure,
may as well.
But to be fair, this security guard is like Gomer Pyle, and he's also helping commit crimes.
Yeah. So, well, I mean the U.S. as a whole. Not necessarily Trump, but so I'm not super concerned about like, oh, we're going to get invaded by like a superpower or something. But I see like, well, China could invade Taiwan now because what's the U.S. going to do? They're not going to give them anti-aircraft missiles because they don't have any, and they're stretched so thin. Like, what can they possibly do right now while they're giving to Ukraine and while they're fighting Iran and they're producing for Israel?
And how could we possibly be pissed off at China for invading Taiwan while we're helping Israel invade like parts of other countries, and like not just the Palestinian places, but they're invading other parts of other countries, and we're kind of a little bit more friendly than we should be with Russia, and Trump is threatening to invade Greenland all the time. Like it's not like we have a lot to push back on any moral high grounds. Now you're saying we also don't have the muscle to get involved, even if we've lost the moral high ground, but want to try and save somebody. Yeah.
And if Russia hasn't run out of their own munitions as well, like, well, now's the time to go into the Baltic or something. You know what I mean? And
Sure. Well, they've been pushing it. They've been pushing into Romania a lot lately.
Have they?
They've been, drones have been going into Romania and stuff.
Yeah. It's, well, I mean, they've always been kind of pushing NATO boundaries, but like, I didn't realize it was happening at this moment because, I mean, that'd be pretty ballsy of them as well, since they're stretched pretty thin.
Yeah, no, but they're not. They're also like not. It's like I said, that's Putin and that crew. They're like a dog at a party with hot dogs. Like if it gets within their reach, they're not going to be thinking about 10 seconds from now when somebody's going to beat the crap out of them. They're going to be like, I'm going to get that hot dog inside my hot dog hole.
That's funny. Hot dog hole. I like it. Well, okay. My last news item is what's called the Patriot Games. And I am...
Hunger Games, yes? It's the Hunger Games?
Is it Hunger Games or is it Patriot Games? I keep mixing
it's a male and a female from every district fighting for... Yes. And
this is a Trump thing. I won't even say like the administration or anything. He created what's called the Patriot Games. And if you haven't heard of it, good for you. And I am happy to say that I haven't, like, it went right past me. It was this weekend or last weekend, again, which is a week away from when you're hearing it now. But it wasn't covered. Like, I didn't see anything in the news. It wasn't. I didn't hear anything on NPR. I mean, I'm sure it was. I can't catch everything, but I didn't catch it in my media bubble, which is substantial. I don't just watch Fox. You know what I mean? Like, I watch a lot of different things.
Yeah,
I listen to a lot of different things.
Yeah, same here. Despite not listening to or not watching a lot of news or reading a lot of news this week, I have been keeping up with all my news podcasts, and I didn't hear that there was like actual serious news. No one covered it in all of the world, basically.
So even though you've been checked out, you still haven't heard anything about the Patriot Games. You haven't heard much about the Patriot Games.
I haven't heard anything about the Patriot Games.
So I hadn't heard anything either until I think yesterday, which was Tuesday, and it's already, I think it had wrapped by then.
Yeah.
And so I was actually pretty pleasantly surprised because to me that's just another like ridiculous fascist distraction. Like let's celebrate, the might of America and its white athletes, which is primarily what it was. And
I mean, it's literally like President Snowflake calling together one tribute from each district to do things. Yeah, I heard about it when he announced it, but I didn't know it had happened at all.
Same. So what it was taking a boy and a girl, ages 14 to 17, I believe, from every state and territory, including Native American reservations, and having them represent their, district, for lack of a better word, in a sporting event. And they were like with obstacles and all kinds. I don't think it was like a standard like Olympic type thing. There were like obstacle courses and shit like that. And I mean, it was for a scholarship. The winners or got, I guess, I don't know if it was from each state or if it was a paired winning or if it was like you just grabbed someone from whoever got the highest, whatever. But they got like $150,000 for a scholarship to university or college. So it's for good.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, we could give it to smart people instead of like people that can run fast. But
I mean, at times that could be all that they've got. That's the best advantage they've got. So I get it, but like either way, it was called the Patriot Games. It was decked in red, white, and blue. Like I said a minute ago, it was overwhelmingly white, like most of the people. I don't know, because you had to apply for it. So who knows if that was being like advertised mostly on conservative news, and we all know conservative media is primarily white. So that's essentially
who was news to me.
Yeah, and so that's essentially whether by application or selection, that's who was represented, was mostly white people, even among like reservation representation. So, and it was weird because like you had people who, even if you were in school, like there's one woman I think in school in Massachusetts, but she's from California. She was representing Massachusetts, and or I guess I said woman, young lady, because she was a teenager, not even a legal adult, but she was representing Massachusetts rather than California. And then there were people that they were just kind of, I guess they were trying to fill out the map and make sure as many places were represented. But like, I think somebody from Puerto Rico was represented by a guy in Texas. Like it wasn't exactly representative.
Yeah, their flags are kind of similar. So
yeah. There's a star. There's a star in
Yeah.
each of them. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's funny that like of popular dystopian culture right now, we have The Handmaid's Tale, and we have The Hunger Games, which is now being
Yes.
represented in American culture, living, breathing culture. So the Patriot Games, look for it. I guess next year. I don't know if it's going to be an annual thing or biannual or what, but that's where we're at.
It is fun.
All right, well, for the third week in a row, we're skipping red flags. And you know what? I think we're pretty unprepared. You're on vacation. We're going to skip green flags as well. Let's jump right for joys. You got any joys this week?
Yeah, I got joys. Yeah, my friend Patrice visited the last week, and another friend of mine. I may have mentioned earlier. I don't know if it was outside or inside the podcast. Is on a little break between their crazy amount of work and school that they do. So I got to see some friends that were around, and it was really nice. And also, I'm in Dublin, which is just kind of fun. It's like I love where I live, but then sometimes it's so rare that I travel to an English speaking country and I'm like, oh geez, everything's so fucking easy. Oh man.
Yeah. No,
So,
I
like,
completely understand that. Yeah.
yeah. So like I've just kind of been enjoying, like, Dublin's a lovely city. Like, parts of it are not lovely, it's just like any big city, but like I've been enjoying it, and the quaint little pubs all around, and like even from just the outside, I haven't actually been into them, but like, yeah, just a little bit of traveling, a little bit of friends that I get to see, and what greater joys are there than that?
Yeah, man, that sounds fantastic, actually.
How about you?
So my joy is, I'm sure it's been a joy of mine before, but it's like cyclical because I keep going back to it. When I came back from Austin, I pulled a ton of photos, old photos, and I've got a box, I've got a million frames that I've purchased, and it's kind of overwhelming. There's so many pictures I've got. But anyway, last night I pulled them up, and I've put a couple here, like right here on my desk. Let me show you. You can't see this, but I'm gonna show you at least, Skip. It's a picture of me and my mother when I was 15 or 16.
Oh,
Yeah, man, it's such a good picture. And then
Yeah.
I've got this one here of Scott. He was a family friend that just passed away last year, I believe. And look how sweet he is, man. And he's
Yeah.
waving. You know what I mean? So I've got that like facing me now, and I've got a bunch of pictures of like my great grandmother. These are her daughters. This is my great great grandmother, and that's my great great grandmother. And all of their siblings, and stuff like that. And then my mother, somebody wrote everything on the back, so I've got all their
Nice.
names. I've got
That's
like
really nice.
the whole genealogy. I've got like this one here this was like 1912.
Whoa.
Like that's just cool. That's my great great grandfather in that picture. So
Man, that's amazing. I don't even have like pictures from when I was a kid.
really, yeah,
Yeah.
I've always been interested in this kind of stuff, and I'm really happy that someone, like, so my mother's handwriting, so she wrote in the back of all of those, but she took the time, and whoever answered all of her questions took the time to like just lay it all out there.
That's really nice.
And if it's not something, it just occurred to me yesterday, like, because my niece doesn't give a shit about any of these, and she's the only one like carrying on our bloodline. But that's not true, because my cousin, who we shared the same grandmother and grandparent or great grandparents, all that, she's got a bunch of kids, and my other cousin has a bunch of kids, and my other cousin has a bunch of kids. So like somebody among like the 6 or 7 or 8 of that generation, somebody's going to be happy to take all these photos and give them to their children, and they'll live on. So yeah, because that's like a great 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 grandparent that they'll have
I know.
photographic evidence of. I mean, how cool is that?
And they'll be able to like point at one of their kids and be like, "Oh my God, you look just like them."
You look just like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my joy. It's nostalgic. It gets my mind thinking about past and present and future and the lives of people that are gone, and it's healthy. I think it's not a sad thing or anything. It's just a nice exercise for me.
Nice. Yeah. Sorry, we don't have the main content again, but it's summer in Europe, and sorry, America, we take a lot of time off here.
Hey,
So
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is our podcast, Skip. We don't know.
That's
We
right.
don't know nothing.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm enjoying
just
talking news with you.
I'm just here to chat with my buddy.
Yeah.
And I tuned out of the news this week.
And I enjoy sitting cross-legged and listening to my buddy's accents, because I can't do those. So yeah, tell us your joys. tell us your green flags. If you've got anything, send it to us via email at outsidethemanosphere@gmail.com. Post it or message us on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll have a look.
All right. Thanks for joining us. New podcasts every Wednesday. And if any part of this show has resonated with you, let us know at outsidethemanosphere@gmail.com, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Please like, rate, subscribe to the podcast YouTube channel, or recommend us to a friend. Hasta la pasta.
Mission accomplished.
I'm about to die, Carlos.
What is that? That's weird.
I don't know. Hold on. It's all fine. Go back to what you were doing.
There you go, folks, on the Irish fire drill.
Just got to make sure everything's running okay. It's all brills. Don't worry. Grand. Go back to what you were doing.
That's perfect, dude. I mean, sounds perfect to me anyway.